So we begin with a stigma, which is simple enough, and the purpose here is just to have something for the petals to cling to. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting off very small pieces of clay from the colors that I want to include in my flower. You only need 2 different colors to get some really cool effects, but I'm going to use 4. And we're going to have about 7 sets because I'm going to do about 7 leaves. And I'm just going to fold the clay. See what I'm doing? I'm just folding the clay. I'm like kneading it. And I'm going to do this until I'm satisfied. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool. I don't want to over knead it because then it'll just become all one solid color. I want different colors to be visible. I'm going to shape the leaf. I tend to make the leaves a little bit too big, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off. Because one thing that doesn't look good is when your flower is way bigger than your animal. You want it to be somewhat proportionate. Alright, and then just stick it on. There we go. And then just kind of mat it into the stigma. Bend over the leaf a little bit. Give it some curve. And there you go. And then we're going to do it again. The fun part about this is that, oh, this is nice. Kind of an ombre effect. You never know what you're going to get. Every time you do this, it's just a surprise. Nice. There you go. You'll have 2 sides, 2 different sides you can choose from, and I look at what side is the most interesting, and I want to make sure and have that one facing the side that you can actually see. So there's 2, and I'm going to do one more for this row for the upper tier. You need to, one thing that's important to do, look at what I'm doing here. I'm holding my flower and I'm twisting the wire because I don't want this to stick to my wire when I bake it, because I'm going to transfer this to my animal post. The other thing that's important is to make sure that your flower stem isn't too thick. You want to keep squeezing that down as well. In the end, we will cut that off. I'll show you that at the end, but for now, just keep twisting that wire so it doesn't stick to the flower, and keep your stem nice and thin. Okay, so here's my 3rd petal, and I got some really good blue highlights in this one. Yeah, that one's nice. Smash that into the stigma. Not the stigma, but the, actually it's called the flower receptacle, or the flower stem. Just mash that in. And once again, you have to make sure that the stem doesn't get too thick. So you want to continue to shape that so it stays thin. That's one of the things I did early on, was I ended up with a really thick flower stem. Okay, now look at where I'm going to place this. I'm going to place this in between the petals from the top tier. So I'm working on the lower tier, and I'm going to place my petal right in between two petals. That's going to make it more visible. It won't be so covered up by the petals on top that way. And give it more fullness, more volume. Alright, let's do it again. Another surprise coming. What will it be? Oh, that's cool. It transitions from green, gets more blue on top. Actually, this is too thin. I think this is too thin. I'm going to fold it. Give it just a little bit more thickness. There we go. Shape it. And scrape it. Petal number 5. Same thing. I'm going to put it in between the petals of the top tier. See that? And then just kind of mash that into the stem. And once again, I want to twist my wire. I'm holding my flower and I'm doing a twisting motion with the wire because I want to make sure that doesn't get too stuck to my flower, because I want to be able to take my flower off in the end. So maybe every other petal that I put on, you want to do that twisting motion just to keep it loose. Okay, right now I'm just kind of thinning my stem. Alright, this is my last petal. When you put this on your animal, you'll notice that there is a better side to your flower, and you just have to rotate it once it's on your animal post. Just rotate it until you decide what profile looks the best. You'll have many options as you turn the flower around. It has a best side view. Alright, this is the important part. I'm going to cut the stem off pretty close to my lower petals. And now the flower along with the wire gets placed in the oven that's been preheated at 275 degrees. And just lay it on a piece of foil is okay. And just to be sure, the flower comes off the wire so it's not going to stick. It's all good, and there you go.